Greetings, Ultimate Coach Facebook family. Happy Saturday. I'm getting a little bit of light here. I don't know. We'll see how it works. Oh yeah, that's nice. Get the water behind me. Look at that. I am in Connecticut, where I grew up. Didn't grow up in this. Hey, good morning, Anne-Marie. I didn't grow up here, but I grew up in Connecticut, the Constitution State. Also, I think called the Nutmeg State. Not sure really why. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you're doing something fun here for the first week of the last month of summer. I am here to celebrate my dad's 80th birthday. Flew here, got here early Friday morning. So just a little weekend trip, and it's beautiful weather, you can see. This morning I want to talk about problems and solving problems, and specifically how problems are, well, let's say fundamentally a projection of a state of being. Everything is being, everything is created from our being. That includes problems. This past week I was working with a client, and he was talking about something, this, that, the other thing. He goes, "This is the problem." My response was, "Only from who you're being." And he said, "No, it is a problem." I said, "Absolutely is a problem, but only from your state of being. It is only who you are being that sees a problem." Well, how do I know that? Well, being creates everything. Our being creates what is. It is not objectively a problem. It can be an opportunity. As an example, somebody who had a problem of their business closing down, well, that would be a really good thing for somebody looking to buy a business. It's a great, funny joke quote. Hey, Lori, good morning. One of the history books say to the math book, "You're full of problems." Hey, Mr. Smith. How are you, my beautiful brother? I'm talking about problems this morning. I'm reading Steve Chandler's new book, which is essentially a compilation from a bunch of other books, a compendium or something like that. I was reading something about this just the other day as well. It was sort of ironic. This idea that when we speak out of our mouth, "Oh, I have a problem," that creates the reality. A problem is something to solve. A problem is something to fix. And a problem is something I got to deal with. And a problem is only a problem when I open my mouth and say that's a problem. Hello, Gafa from Ghana. Thank you for joining. Think about it. Something occurs, and out of our mouth, aka as Steve Hardison likes to say, our creation hole, comes the speaking, "Uh-oh, we have a problem." That immediately creates whatever is going on as a problem and sets up everything that's going to come after it, right? How we're going to respond to it, how we're going to react to it. Everything thereafter will be focused on and directed at eliminating or removing or avoiding that problem. All of our thinking, all of the other people we get involved, their thinking, their actions will be oriented around a problem. You walk up to a counter. I just spent a bunch of time traveling. There's a lot of people in airports these days, a lot of stressed out people, and they've got problems. The flight's delayed. They don't have their seat or whatever's going on, and they walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, you got this problem." Immediately, what we've created is a reality or there's something in my way I got to get rid of, somebody else is like, oh, I'm going to have to help them deal with something, right? Nobody, nobody hears we have a problem and says, oh, cool, this will be great. They say, oh, okay, what am I going to need to do here? Right? Now, the rub is solving problems is something we get a lot of validation from. Solving problems is something that's very fulfilling in a lot of respects. Hello, Steve Hardison. Good morning. We're talking about problems as a way of being, in that problems are created simply from a way of being, and other ways of beings don't have problems. One of the comments was very interesting. It says, I don't say problems, that implies victim. Now, what I think is interesting is, to me, that's judging a judgment, right? To say, I got a problem here, is to judge what's going on as a problem, to create it as a problem. To then say, oh, well, that means you're a victim, that's judging the judgment. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's one way to do it. I like to take a more neutral response and not say that creating something as a problem implies anything about you. It simply creates everything that comes after about this thing that we're going to then interact with, deal with. Hello, Norleen. Whatever we speak is, right? That guy's a jerk. He's a jerk. That woman's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. This food is too salty. It is too salty, right? All we do is create. We create reality with our word, including problems. I used to be an entrepreneur. I don't consider myself an entrepreneur anymore. I'm a recovering entrepreneur. I've served a lot of entrepreneurs in my life. And I used to have a funny expression. I'd say entrepreneurs are such a powerful set of creators. They're so good at solving problems. They wake up every day and see where they can create them. Right? For the sheer love of solving the problems, it fulfills them. It gives them energy, and it creates a lot of problems. Right? What would life look like if you didn't create problems? Now I'm going to say that again. What would life look like if you didn't create problems? I'm going to say it again a little more specifically, so hear me real quick. It's great to see you clean. I don't know what that means. What would life be like if we didn't create anything that occurred as a problem and we created it differently? Who would I need to be? What being would look at anything as an opportunity, as a puzzle, as for practice, as for learning, right? Whatever occurred, this is something here for me. I know a guy who does this really, really well. I go visit him every couple weeks in Arizona. His name is Steve Hardison. He shared on social media one time the story of one of his top hat adventures or something he was doing, and on the way back, blew out a tire or flat tire or something like that. He didn't create it. Steve didn't create it as a problem. He created it as, oh boy, what's the universe got in store for me here? Who am I going to meet? What am I going to be able to create? Right? This was supposed to happen. And think about all the downstream repercussions of what will be created from there. Thank you, Nicholas. The tow truck driver distinction is what he called it. All right? And this fantastical story. He actually called Nick Smith in the middle of it saying, hey, you're going to watch this miracle, and it was a cool story. Who would you need to be such that you didn't create anything as a problem? You created it another way. Now, it's not to say the thing that is the thing doesn't exist because you don't call it a problem, right? Like, if I was in a car accident, I'm in a car accident. Now I can say and declare, right, there's that word, I've got a problem. Guess what I've got? A problem. I could declare anything. I could say anything, And that is what I will have. That's how being works. Whatever we say it is, it is. I could say, how fantastic. Right? Now, for some folks, that might be a little too much. That might be like, oh, well, that's toxic positivity. I love that term. Cracks me up. How is that possible, toxic positivity? You could say anything, right? This week, on Monday, I got a message from one of my one-on-one clients who's in the Netherlands. Young guy, 40s, married, 2 beautiful children. I want to say the message came around 5 p.m. He and I just had spoken the week before. Nicholas Smith, your mysteriousness is evading me. Different than a Claire. Great to see you clean. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, I get a message from him. My wife just died. I was like, did somebody hacked his phone? It was him. His wife died. There's no way around that. There's no, I'm going to speak it, that didn't occur. But what has been extraordinary in the last few days is how he has chosen to create her passing. In a very short time. Declare clean. Thank you, Nick, for helping me. Yes, I've stayed clean from entrepreneurship. Sorry, I'm going from the very somber and serious to interacting with Nicholas Smith, but so it goes. How he has chosen to create her passing. Hey, good morning, Gabby. Amazing Gabby Puma. Disciplined Gabby Puma. I love seeing your lives of you working out and getting after it. He is creating this entire event as the passing of a beautiful, incredible woman that we were all lucky to know. Anybody that knew her was lucky. It's so cool how he's doing it with his word. And I'm sure there's sadness. That's not there. But what do you want to create? This is so sad. I'll never love again. I don't know how I'll ever recover from this. You can create that and it'll be true. Or you can create it as, I miss her. She was such an incredible woman. What a gift it was to have her on this earth for as long as we did. You could create it that way. Your choice, but only from who you're being. And you know how you're being because of what's coming out of your mouth. Whatever you're saying. Well, that's a problem. Well, you're being somebody that's got problems. You know who you need to be not to have problems? You have to be somebody who didn't say, I got a problem. You have to be somebody who would say, you know, if tragedy were to befall, I'd be okay. You'd have to speak that to your being, and then it would be true. People don't realize how powerful this being stuff is. It's everything. You just listen. You just watch what comes out of the mouth. You're creating all the time. Never not creating, as Steve says. Never not being, never not creating. Watch how people create. And I can't not say this. In a world that wants to create, by and large, how hurt we are, how offended we are, how outraged we are. Well, it's all true. It's all true. Cheryl Ann, good morning. But only from who you're being. And the time it would take to shift that being is the time it would take to say something different out of your mouth. One of my favorite things people say is, well, this is going to take a long time to really digest. I got a lot to work through here. You're right. How about this? I got it. That was easy. I'll never forget it. My being is shifted. One of my clients is a shaman, truly a shaman. He does spiritual stuff and travels galaxies and stuff I don't really understand. It's really humbling coaching somebody like that because from a spiritual level, and he's just, he's up here, and I don't mean like better than me. I just mean in terms of he's dedicated his life to this. And what's really cool is when we're working together and he sees something about his being. If you're watching, stick around. It's gonna blow your mind here. You're gonna like this. Steve Hardison's gonna like this a lot. Steve tells me this all the time, and I think I finally got it. So when we're working together and he has an insight, he has something that we see together, he sees because of our conversation about how he's being that's holding him back. Well, I asked him one day, I said, so how do you go about shifting that? When you see him being this way and this is what, how do you shift? He goes, I do it. I go inside and I take care of it. So one day we're working through some stuff and he sees something, he goes, give me a minute. And he goes, okay, done. Like, I'm not going to share what he talked about, but it would be like he said, I hate cheeseburgers, and that was true for him. And then like 30 seconds later, he created, I love cheeseburgers. And it got easy. So that's what he does. Pretty impressive, isn't it? By a show of hands, who wishes they had that power? Who in the Ultimate Coach Facebook group wishes they had the power to shift their being like that? Wouldn't that be amazing? Who wants that? Come on, give me some dots or hands. I don't even know how this shit works. Who would like the power to instantly shift your being? Nobody? Nobody wants that? I was gonna teach you. I was gonna share it with you. I was gonna give you the secret. All right, there's a little love. So the question is, how could anybody possibly, like a shaman who studied for 10 years under Carlos Castaneda, who took a vow of silence and said, how could you do what he does, which is to shift your being? Steve Hardison does. Steve Hardison knows already how to do this. In fact, he taught me. So if you would like the power to change your being instantly in any moment, without having to go to Shaman University or whatever he did, turns out it's easy. It turns out every one of us has that power. It's built in. All you would need to do to shift who you're being instantly and forever is declare, I shift my being instantly and forever. It's no longer this, it's that. Speak differently. Whatever it is, just say something different. If you're heartbroken and you want to be not heartbroken and shift your being, I'm fine. My heart is whole. Speak it. Hear it. We all have the same damn power. With all due respect to my shaman buddy, it's not like he wasted all that time. But you don't need to go through shaman school and vows of silence and celibacy to have the absolute power to shift your being. It's built fucking in all of us. Comes right out of the box. Whatever you're speaking, that's your being. Want a different being? Speak something different. Just speak something different. But I don't believe it yet. Cool. Speak it, you'll believe it. Don't wait for belief to speak. What you don't realize is the speaking is a function of belief, but it also creates belief. Stated differently, being creates speaking, but speaking creates being. That's simple. Hi, Heather. So there you go. There's your shamanic practitioner lesson on a Saturday. Whatever situation you're in, whatever it is, I don't think I can. I can. I had some t-shirts made up. I was kind of goofing around with this idea. It occurred to me that the phrase, who am I to, is the acronym WAIT. Wait, as in, I gotta wait. Who am I to equals wait. Well, what if instead of who am I to in any situation, I simply swap that for who am I not to? And that's WAIT, W-A-I-N-T, hashtag WAIT. It's that simple. It's that fast. And yes, you might have another thought. I'm worthless. No, I have value. Okay, next minute I might have another thought, I'm worthless. Well, speak it again. Eventually being will get the memo. Wish you all an amazing, beautiful Saturday, beautiful weekend from gorgeous Lyme, Connecticut. Look at that. This place is paradise. Absolute paradise. Thank you for the hashtag there, Nicholas T. Smith. Nicholas Townsend Smith. Love each and every one of you. Have an amazing, amazing day.